All right, guys, this is Doug from Salt Lake. Just wanted to give you a little update. It is December 30th, and that right there, thanks to my parents, I got myself a couple of boxes of ammunition. So let me show you what's going on here, man, in the world of Doug. So a couple days ago, I got something in the mail. And you'll notice that that is from the 3rd District Court, Vernice S. Treese. That will be the judge in question. And I got something from him here. I'll get into this real quick. So what we got from the judge was a minute entry regarding defendant's filings that do not appear to have been served. Now, how would you know that, Judge? Or how would you know that, Vernice? You don't know me, and you don't know anything about this. So, one of the things I want to remind you guys is in my 3rd video, this is my 4th, whoops. In my 4th video here, I'm going to show you what's going on with this file on demand. Now, this is the moneymaker right here. This is demanding that the clerk of the court perform the act of accepting all pleadings. Okay, remember I said in the last video, all I want you to do, lady, is grab this piece of paper, timestamp it, and give it to the judge. Well, guess what she did? She timestamped it, boom, and she put the judge's Treese on there. And let me give you a little inside baseball here. You see these? That used to have a staple in it, okay? Which means that the paperwork and this have all had the staples removed and they've been copied, okay? So everybody's got a copy of that. Everybody's on the same page, okay? Now let's look at this again. Now you'll notice just to have something thrown in an envelope and given to me, you must have a judge's signature and a stamp of the court. Okay? So, this is valid. This is good. We've got some motion. We're moving the football forward. And you can see that it is in the 3rd District Court, Salt Lake County, State of Utah, blah, blah, blah. So, this minute entry pertains to recent filings by me. It appears, well, wait a minute. None of these documents have been served on the plaintiff. Really? Well, Vernice, I hate to tell you, lady, but they're gonna be. Okay? And we'll get into this here in a minute. So, back to this. This was on, what was this on? This was on December 21st. Okay? So I sent this in on the 5th, and I got a response back already. This is the 19th. I got it the 21st. So I sent it in on the 5th. 2 weeks later, I've gotten a response. This is good, because listen to what this says. It appears none of these documents have been served on the plaintiff as required by Rule 5, and that's Utah Rule of Civil Procedure. Okay? Civil procedure. So there's 2 things you guys should probably look into, and I'm looking, I spent all night looking at it. Civil procedure and rules of evidence. Okay? Those are 2 things that I think are going to be an obstacle for me, because I went online and I looked this broad up. This person right here, Vernice, now, I'm not racist, I'm not any of that stuff, man, so don't get crazy, okay? I don't want any trolls going after me about this. I'm just going to explain the facts to you. Number 1, this person is a Democrat. Number 2, she's a libertarian. Number 3, she is a woman, okay? And number 4, guess who is in charge of the Committee on Civil Procedure and Rules of Evidence? Guess who's in charge of the committee that goes in and spends all day legislating our rights out of the Constitution? That woman right there. So she's on my hit list, okay? I'm going to go after her. Now, I want to look at Rule 5, which I did, which basically says you need to have a copy, you need to have a copy, I have to have a copy, and everybody has to be served, okay? So when you serve, that means affidavits of service, using, the constable, using certified mail, whatever. So number one, this word right here should say that I'm assuming none of these documents have been served. Now, I don't know if she called the Office of Recovery Services. I don't know if she called them. I don't know. She might have them on speed dial. I don't know. But I know one thing. This right here is just a little certification from the court clerk, Jennifer. And it says that they mailed it to me. They mailed it to them. And then look at this here. Hey, we've got a website. We've got an inside email for ORS. So that will be useful. Okay. So this certification of notification. So guess what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to take this piece of paper right here. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that I scan that in the new printer. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a certificate of notification. And I'm going to bury these people in paperwork. Okay? Now, like I said, this is my 4th video. Okay? I'm not playing with these people, dude. It is a fraud, and I'm going to get them. Now, the other one that I wanted, and that was civil procedure. Basically says you didn't give, both company, a copy, blah, 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 which is crap. And we'll go through that in a minute. And this one says that you have, this is regarding filing motions, okay? So one of the things that the paperwork has on here is the word notice, okay? It's got a lot of notices, okay? And these knuckleheads think it's okay to say, well, this has to say it's a motion to the court, okay? So basically, rule number 7 says you have to, there's an order to show cause, there's a discovery, and there is a motion. In order for you to file a motion, it must say the word motion, okay? So all this stuff that says notice to the court, okay, according to them, it's not good enough. Now let's kind of go through what is going to be stuffed down their throat next. And don't get it twisted. Everybody's got a copy. Okay? Everybody's going to get a copy. The judge is going to get a copy. Okay? This one here, we'll start right here in the corner. This one here is an opportunity to inspect and copy records. Okay? That's all it is. I demand. This right here is another record inspection request. Okay? Opportunity to review and copy records related to the debt. Okay? If you guys read it, if you get the paperwork, man, it's dope. It's got all these definitions in it, got all this case law, it's all dope. So, here's my bill of particulars. Okay? And I've got her name on it, and then I've got their name. Okay? I've got her name, I've got my name, and here's the contempt of court. This is why and what. I know you guys have heard this. Lujan versus Defenders of Wildlife. Boom. There it is. Okay? It is to ask questions about the court, about the claims being made against the undersigned respondent, and the evidence showing proof of an injury in fact caused by some alleged conduct. They don't have that. So when they get it, they have to answer this. Okay. Here we go. Keep going. Federal Rule 33. Interrogatories, discovery of evidence. Everybody has the right to see the evidence. Okay? What's the evidence that made you decide to rape me for the last 15 years? Huh? Okay. Now, what else do we have here? This one here is, oh my gosh, I love this one. This is about 10 pages of interrogatory paperwork. Requiring disclosures and discovery of evidence, Federal Rule 33, and the response to the interrogatory should be construed as a warning to this organization. Okay, this stuff, man, Dude, just this paperwork right here, guys, just this one 10-page, okay, interrogatory, okay, this is the rules of how to do it, why I'm allowed to do it, the case law on, I mean, man, when you read this, you'll go, you literally, you get wood when you read this stuff. It's so dope, okay? You are allowed up to 25 interrogatories, okay? And basically what you do, man, is you start asking them questions like child support payments are for the recruitment of welfare, right? Admit or deny. So if you deny it, you're lying and you're a fucking liar. And if you admit it, then, oh, I got you. Because it's not for the children, it's for welfare. Okay? So either way, and you start going through it, admit, deny, admit, deny, admit, deny. Wages sent to the employer, go to the children. You know, admit or deny it. The wages seized by income withholding orders sent by the employer are used for the recoupment of welfare. Admit it or deny it, right? So they have to answer this stuff, dude. They have to, okay? And the stuff that I sent out December 5th, I have gotten no response from anybody, okay? There's my name, okay? So everybody's getting a copy of that. This right here, we talked about this last time. Proof of an undertaking. Okay? Again, guys, if you read this stuff, this is all this stuff right here. If they do not respond to this, I ought to be able to send all this into the court and they ought to dismiss it. But you got to remember, the courts are part of the system. Who gets paid out of the state treasury first? These people. Okay? This is my validation of claim debt letter. I'm sending that out again. Of course, everybody's getting a copy. This thing is, oh my gosh, let me see here. How long is this thing? 12, 13 pages long? Huh, it's got so much case law, so many things you got to admit to. Okay, look at all this. Look at all this stuff, man. Huh? Look at all this, dude. And this isn't like, you know, oh yeah, and it's got this, yeah, oh my gosh. You don't even know. Okay? I want a copy of this. I want a letter sent first class mail. Okay? I'm not playing, dude. Okay. So, this is all going to be for courts and for the child support agency. I'm sending it out again. And this time, instead of certified mail, I'm going signature required. Okay? So I want to know who's signing for this and who's getting all this, because it ain't going to be, oh, well, we never got that. It must got, you know, what? No, I don't want to hear that. Okay? This memorandum of law to the courts is probably one of the scariest things that Rick has put out for me. Okay? Because when you start reading this, this is pointing the finger right at the state and federal courts, okay, and telling them, you know what, you have an obligation that there is a crime being committed and you are on notice. And it goes through, say, Article 4, Article 6, okay, you got case law, you got more case law, due process of law, okay, there it is again, Little Island Secretary of the Interior, Defenders of Wildlife. There's Hoboken. Okay. This is more case law. This is quorum non judice, before a person, not a judge. Okay. That is part that right there, man, ought to be enough to just go, okay, yeah, you're right. They can't do that. Court of Appeals. Okay. Shaughnessy versus United States. Okay. This is all Brown versus Allen. This is all about habeas corpus. Executive imprisonment considered oppressive and lawless. Okay, no man should be in prison. Dispossessed, which means, you know, they take your possessions, okay, by a judgment of his peers of the law of the land, unless by a judgment of his peers, okay? So we're talking about due process. All this stuff right here secures our rights, okay? And it says the laws presented support the facts and evidence presented in petition for habeas corpus requiring judicial cognizance, immediate voiding of judgments, not of peers, and without evidence of verified complaint, evidence of an actual injury in fact, okay? And this is basically what this says, man, is, hey, listen, dude, You are a judge. It is your responsibility. I'm just, just letting you know that I know that you have a responsibility and you swore an oath. And these people are breaking the law and they're taking advantage of one of the people. And now, with this and all of this stuff, I don't remember which one it's in. It might be in this one. It might be in this undersigning or this debt, or it's over here. But one of these goes into judicial immunity, where you give up your right to just be a judge and you become part of the crime family. Okay? So when you allow something to go on, here's another thing that I'm going to get back into with that paperwork too, is this judge says it appears that they weren't served. Okay, so number one, judge, right now you are a third party. Okay? You are not involved. However, I wrote the judge. It's on my laptop. I haven't printed it out yet. If you become part of this little threesome that we're having and you start leaning to their side and you start bothering me about procedures and rules and statutes and provisions and all this other bullshit, I'm gonna get on this girl pretty hard. Okay? And I'm going to let her know with this letter that I wrote up that you have an oath and you swore and you have a responsibility to me because I pay taxes and I pay your salary. And you are supposed to be, what the word is impartial, and you are going to lose your immunity as a judge, and I will come at you for damages. Now, there's some other stuff, guys that do UCC1 and stuff, they know that you can do this, but you can go after their oath, you can go after their put a lien on their stuff and all that. But again, you got to remember, man, they're all part of the same club, and you ain't in it, and I ain't in it. So it's going to be an uphill battle. But anyway, we're 17 minutes now, so this is what's going to the judge. Okay? We have a notice for demand of dismissal. We have a declaration of status, which tells me that I am an American citizen and I demand my trial by jury. Okay? Here's the special appearance. Okay? Lack of standing, lack of evidence. Here's the notice of the court, non-judicial person. Okay? Here's the notice, demand, vacate, default judgment. There's Federal Rule 60B, which they must follow, and there's quorum non judice. Okay, so I've got all my stuff filled out. It's ready to go. And I am going to bury these people in paperwork. Like I said, you can see all these are all double copies. Everybody's going to get a copy. Okay, everybody's going to get a copy. So, and this might also be for the judge, because she wants to say that it appears none of these documents have been served on the plaintiff. Well, guess what? There's your proof. Okay, guys. I will keep you up to date. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you wanna. If you're in Salt Lake, dude, or you're anywhere near Salt Lake. I know the other guys are on the East Coast. If you want to see some of this stuff, or if you want to catch me an email or something, just hit me up on here. I'm not going to send you Rick's paperwork, but I will help you find some of this information. He's not playing, dude, and his just this right here is worth what he says his donation is. Okay, I have to tell you guys, Rick W, man, he's the man. Okay. We're not in cohorts. I'm not, getting any money from this dude. I found him on YouTube. He looked legit. He's an ex-cop, for God's sakes, man. So once you start looking at his paperwork and you start looking at some of the stuff that he's going to give you, well worth the donation, man. And I got to tell you, too, some of the things that he has sent me, I still have not opened up. Okay? He's sent me probably 10 or 15 emails with anywhere from 25 to 47 attachments in each email. okay? It's got all kinds of information, instructions on how to do this stuff, okay? And you basically, he sends you this, okay? And you go into Word document and you click on it in the computer, and then you just write in, okay? And I don't know if, you got to be a little bit of tech savvy, but I just put in the name, you leave that, that's all there, and then I just put your name in there. And then you have to go through it and read it, because every once in a while in here it'll say your name, and, he's got it in yellow. It's all, dude, I'm telling you, read this stuff. Spend the money, okay? If you're getting raped by child support and you don't like it, please do yourself a favor, okay? Contact this guy. Okay, I'm telling you, this right here, everything you see right here is like 20% of everything that is in there. He's got stuff for the police. He's got stuff for DMV. He's got stuff for the clerks, file on demands. Oh, yeah, I didn't even show you that. Where the heck did that go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I did. I showed you. So I sent that file in demand on, and boom, the first thing they did, man, was put it in. And so we should be on the same page. All my stuff should go in, okay, when I put it in an envelope, okay? And what I usually do is I'll flip it over and I'll write evidence, okay? Well, now I'm going to write Judge Treese evidence, and then I'll put the case number, okay? So that way they can't touch it. It's evidence. They cannot say, oh, well, we can't. Okay, this is evidence in a case. And this right here is my ammunition. So you guys have a great, great new year. I'm going to stay in the house because I've been clean for 2 years. I'm going to stay in the house and stay out of trouble. Maybe water my beautiful plants. And, I don't know. Maybe I'll read a book about Donald Trump.